Hey guys, today I thought I'd give you a little live session in a chair with some myofascial release that you can do sitting on a chair with one ball. We can do myofascial release for hands and feet and maybe even for pecs. So you'll need a tennis ball or one of these myofascial release balls, which are they're sort of sticky and a little bit squishy. You can find all sorts of things that match that description. So yeah, let's go on to our chairs. So we're going to start sitting on the chair, and I've got a block here just so that when I show you what's going on under the foot, you can see. But you probably won't need a block, but you do need to have your feet on the floor, and you start with your myofascial release ball or tennis ball in your hand. And what we can do is just start by pressing and pressing the ball into the palm of our hand. So you could press into both palms if you can interlink your fingers. You can press and release, press and release. If you can't interlink your fingers, you could try in prayer pose, press and release. You could squeeze the ball with your legs, press and release. Or you could do one at a time, pressing down. You could use one hand, pressing the ball into the palm of the hand, and then you can try the other. So press and release, the ball going right into the center of the palm. And then you could press and hold. So if you're interlinking the fingers, you just keep press and hold for a little bit. Or you might be doing one at a time or both together in a different way. Press and hold. Take a few deep breaths. And then release. And then what we're going to try and aim for is this kind of thumb pad. So again, you might want to do one at a time. So thinking about the thumb pad of the hand on my thigh, I might just be pressing and releasing that ball into the thumb pad. Or you may be able to do both at the same time again with your fingers interlinked, your thumbs out, just moving the ball to the thumb pad, press and release there. You may also be able to do mini little circles around that thumb pad. The most dangerous thing that could happen here is that your ball just flies out of your hands and you spend the rest of the day trying to find it, or maybe your dog gets hold of it by accident. So you could do one at a time, press and release, or press and hold for a few breaths, or this circling for 30 to 60 seconds. Don't forget to breathe deeply, relax your shoulders. I see mine are tensing up to my ears, and then release. So we've done center of the palm, we've done the big toe, the thumb pad. Now we're going to try and do kind of a cross from the little finger pad across this space, not the wrist, but the space between the little finger pad and the thumb pad, and up to the thumb. So making kind of a smiley face. And again, you can do this with one hand, just palm turned up, and the other hand's going to direct that kind of medium pressure, even pressure all around this kind of horseshoe shape. Or you can do with both hands, and it's less of a smiley face, more of a kind of just moving from the thumb pad. You're going to squeeze the ball, the thumb pad and the little finger pad, thumb pad of one hand, little finger pad of the other. Then you'll kind of move it so it's right in the center of both, and then you'll move to the little finger pad of one hand and the thumb pad of the other. So you're kind of moving from side to side, even pressure, or you're doing one side and then the other. Very nice. And then taking a deep breath. Just taking a moment just to rest the hands without dropping the ball. And then you can kind of do this lovely exercise where you're going to roll the ball on top of one hand and on the palm of the other. So you're really going to try and do deep pressure or more pressure from the fingers to the wrist. And then when you come back, so this is the top hand I'm talking about, when you come back, it's light pressure to get down to the finger, and then finger to the wrist. And the hand underneath you is just getting a little bit of myofascial release. We're not trying to squeeze into it. It's more for the palm of the hand, but it's nice for the back of the hand to get some too. So we're going to go from the fingertips towards the wrist, and you can try and cover all of the fingers. And you can do this just on your leg if it's easier, if it's too much to concentrate on trying to think of both hands, then just do it on your leg, because then your leg, your thigh gets a little bit of myofascial release as well, because you can feel the ball rolling down your thigh muscles. And if there's space available to you, you could even roll all the way up towards the elbow. And remember, it's deep pressure as I roll from the fingers, the wrist to the arm, then light pressure as you're coming back. Just be careful you don't lose your balls. One side and then the other. You can keep it as simple as you want. It's kind of like just rolling, pressing, releasing as you take the ball back to your fingertips. Pressing as you go to the wrist, releasing. You're not rolling on the wrist. We're going to stop just there. If you roll over the wrist, it's okay. But you don't want to put lots of pressure on this kind of exposed wrist area. And then scribbling. So this is very light pressure. This is kind of like the end of your myofascial release. You've stimulated the myofascia. You've kind of moved the direction up to the lymph. And now this is very, very light pressure, scribbling all over the bottom of the hand. And this kind of helps the cleanup crew to come and remove any waste. So then release, still keep hold of the balls. I'm lightly interlinking my fingers so I can rest my hands completely but not drop the ball. You could always put it behind you and really feel the difference. Close your eyes if that's comfortable, or glance down. Just minimize stimuli that's coming in and take a deep breath. Just consider how your hands feel, if they feel alive, if they're tingling. Now that's quite an easy practice you can do. Now while we're here, we can do the pecs. So the pec muscles are the chest muscles, the big chest muscles. They're underneath the breast tissue, and they run from the sternum, which is your breastbone, and they kind of attach underneath the center portion of the clavicle, your collarbone as well. So if we bring the ball down to the center of the sternum, you're on the bone, but we're not going to press on the bone, just going to find the place. Just roll off the bone to the side, and then press the ball into that soft tissue. Maybe if you've got one of these sticky balls, you can twist it a little. If you've got a tennis ball, don't worry, because it won't catch. But twisting the skin on the top, the superficial fascia, then you're going to stretch the arm out to the side, diagonally, and up. And you'll probably feel a bit of resistance there. And then you're just going to go up to that kind of angle where the sternum meets the collarbone. And you're going to come off that. So you're not on the bone, but you're on the pec muscle. Press in again if you can. If you've got bare skin, you can twist. I don't know if you can see that, but your actual skin twists out to the side, diagonally up to the sky. And the whole time you're kind of keeping this skin layer fixed and forcing the muscle to work. Let's do the other side. So go to the sternum, come off the sternum, twist and press, hold that arm out to the side, diagonally up, and up to the sky. Hiya. And then go up to the corner where the sternum and the collarbone meet, come off those bones, so you're kind of nestled in that kind of soft tissue area. Press the myofascial ball in, twist it if you've got hold of the skin there, arm out to the side, diagonally up to the sky. Very nice. And release. Take a deep breath. Just roll the shoulders a little bit. And then while we're on the chair as well, we can do our feet. So the worst thing about this is that you might kick your ball to the other side of the room, and you need to kind of place it on the floor so that it's kind of still. I've got mine on my block, it's not going to be still. So bring the foot onto the ball. It's the easiest way of keeping it quiet. And the first point, I'll show you with my other foot, the first point you're going to do is the center of the foot, both long ways and sideways, right in the center. And all you have to do is compress, press and release. Press and release. And maybe the heel of the foot is on the floor or the block. Maybe it's not. Press and release. And you're just going to, very light pressure. If it's too much, put a blanket over it. You get to say what medium pressure is. Medium pressure is going to be different for everyone. Medium pressure means that when you feel that sensation, it's not too strong, but you can definitely feel it. So yeah, just being really gentle with yourself if it's really intense. And then place the ball of the foot, see if I can give you a better angle, ball of the foot on the floor, and take that ball, the myofascial ball, near to the heel, and just make some circles. I'm not right under the heel, I'm just in front. So here's my heel, I'm going to be here. I'm not going to be right on the center, I'm going to be here, and I'm kind of just rolling the ball across side to side by keeping the ball of my foot on the floor, the toes on the floor. I'm going to roll from side to side. Now this can be tricky with a tennis ball because it likes to run away, so you may only be able to do small rollings here, and you can make them faster, but again with a tennis ball it's touch and go. And then you can press a little bit into here. If there's any osteoporosis or brittle bones, don't, just be really gentle, so light pressure. Very nice. And then we can do that kind of rolling thing we were doing with the hands. So you start with the ball of the foot and you roll to the heel, and then with your toes you kick the ball back, roll and kick back, roll and kick back. So I'm going down, first of all I'm just going down the center line from the ball to the heel, and then kicking back, gentle pressure, and then I can kind of start doing lines, little toe, fourth toe, third toe, second toe, big toe. It's difficult on the outside and the inside, so just have a few goes in the center first, and then scribbling. Scribbling's very light pressure, very light, hardly anything, all over the bottom of the foot. And then see if you can, without leaning down, maneuver the ball to the other foot, just the foot that you've just done, just place it on the floor for a moment, try and relax and just feel if the ball's okay. You can let it be on its own. I don't want to let mine go in case it rolls away, but just find somewhere where you can relax and just consider what's happened to that foot you've just done. And then we'll start on the other side. So we start with compression. So again, I'm just going to have the ball right in the center, like I was in the palm, center of the center down the long ways and width ways, pressing and release. Pressing and release is nice because you get to control what pressure you're going to put down. You could press and hold if you wanted to for a few moments, 30 to 60 seconds, breathing deeply, or you could continue pressing and releasing. And this is going to medium pressure all the time, medium. So not so light that you're just feeling the ball on the foot, not so heavy that it's a painful sensation. We're not trying to break anything down, we're not trying to punish the foot for any bad behavior. And then we can come back, you bring the ball back towards the heel, but you're just in that kind of place in front of the heel, and you're going to rock. So you're putting some pressure down and you're moving your heel from side to side. So the ball of my foot is on the floor, hopefully you can see, and I'm just kind of moving from side to side. I can do this a little bit faster, just in front of the heel. Maybe you can see me from the side, it's like that. And then I could press the heel down a little bit, press and release, and again, just very gentle. If there's any strong sensation here, there's no need to push through. And then we can do this, the ball to heel line. So I'm pressing the ball of my foot on my ball, and then I'm going to slide it up to the heel. Then I'm going to release the pressure, just move the ball back with my toes and go down lines. I'm going to start at the center line, press, release as I kick the ball back, press, release as I kick the ball back. And I can then start to kind of go down the little toe. It's very difficult, the outside edge. Fourth toe, third toe, second toe, big toe, and the kind of even pressure on that whole line as you go. Oh, and then scribbling, very light pressure all over. Scribble, 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 just to wake everything up, working at the lymph level. And then you could bring your ball back into your hands, feet flat on the floor. Just take a big deep breath. Very nice. So that is your myofascial for hands, pecs and feet. That can be done from a chair. And we can also do hamstrings and some lovely other things. We'll do them next time. So take care, thank you, and yeah, I'll see you the next time. I'm going to be doing a 5-week chair yoga course as from mid-April, end of April. So I'll give you details soon. Thanks so much for joining. See you soon.